What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be covering the top 12, that's right, 12 reasons why the Nintendo Switch is the best console, not even this generation, of the world. Follow me. Number 1, it's on the go. You can play Mario on the go. Number 2, you can put it on a desk like that, and, yo. What's this? Guys, this isn't planned, I swear to God, this is a very nice jacket. Huh. Did you plan this, cameraman? I didn't pay for you to speak, did I? Dear possible human, due to all of the hate from Killam's fans, don't know what Killam is, I have left the country to Puerto Rico to become a male stripper. Better than YouTuber. If you find this note and am a YouTuber, please continue my channel and cover your top 10 games of 2017. Log in on the back. An odd request and a lovely jacket. Robe jacket. Sure. 2017 was, well, you know it, I know it, we both lived it, so why not be reminiscent of times gone by and talk about some video games which you've probably heard so much about that you're tired of it, but leave off, I was doing work, so, Also, I'm recording this on the day that the YouTube issues came out with the subscribers and stuff, so I've got a real incentive to make this right now. Let's talk about some video games. Before we start, let's go over some games that probably would have made this list if I actually bothered to play them, but I'm poor. I can't help that I don't have money to afford things like video games, okay? Neo, I probably would have played this and probably would have loved it because it's samurais and shit, but didn't get to play it. Gravity Rush 2, Gravity Rush 1 is great. Outlast 2, I heard some bad things, but I still haven't been able to play it, so I can't formulate my own opinion. For Honor, it was alright from what I played, of like half an hour. Horizon Zero Dawn, look at my video, which is quite heavily disliked. You can see why I haven't played it yet. Tekken 7, haven't played enough to put it in this list. Hatsune Miku Project Eva Future Tone, haven't played enough yet, sadly. Hidden Agenda, I own it. It's behind this, whatever I've put behind me. Yeah, no. Same Shadows of War, Middle Earth, I've got it, but I haven't played it yet. Hollow Knight, I haven't played enough of it. The Orphan 2, haven't played enough of it, and Tiny Metal looks alright because I like Advanced Wars. Now, to the list. I was never a big fan of Crash Bandicoot 1 when I was a kid, and as I stand to you, or sit, as a 20-year-old, I can say that I definitely agree with young me's statement. It's not a great game, mainly because of the controls. Crash just was heavy and horrible to work with, really. But Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 refined that perfectly, and in my opinion, because of that, they are fantastic games. And the Insane Trilogy does exactly that. It takes Crash 2 and 3 and 1 and just makes them look nicer. The controls are exactly the same, so my thoughts of Crash 1 are the same, but Crash 2 and 3, oh, they're so good. Graphics at times can range from stunning to awful. Like, there's a particular one with Toad Village, I believe, where the wars looks horrible, but the background looks stunning. That's nitpicking, I know, but this game is being sold on its graphics. And the music, we could have a massive debate about which songs sound better and which songs sound worse. But this game sold well, and I really respect what it represents, because this shows that, as consumers, we're willing to play old games again. Now, I know everybody wants a Spyro remaster, but I'm here to talk about the real games that need to get remastered. Crash Team Racing, come on people, you love it, I love it, it's the best kart racing game ever. Fuck Shrek karting. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. My thoughts were so powerful, I literally knocked over a bottle of water that was about a meter away from me. See? Even the bottle of water knows that Crash Team Racing needs to be remastered. On a side note, why was it called Crash Team Racing? You race on your own. Look at me. I am not your typical person who can survive in a fight, so I take solace in knowing the fact that I'm good at fighting games, and in my opinion, the best fighting game this year was Injustice 2. Now, as my friend Tom said, this is a very by-the-numbers fighting game, and I do agree to some extent. It does the job perfectly well, man. Come on, like... In terms of a story mode, which is normally the shittest part of a fighting game, it's actually the best part of Injustice 2. The story mode is cinematic, very short, but beautiful. Like, look at these facial animations, man. Look at them. They're stunning. And yes, there is a loot system, unfortunately, which is neither here nor there. Personally, I think it's alright because each character has a level, and you acquire loot for that character, and there are boxes, but... Hey man, skill always beats out loot. Or, as any D&D player would say, dexterity over strength. Oh yeah, and the TMNT are coming as DLC characters. Come on, guys. Come on. Cuphead. This shit is awesome. I've been looking forward to Cuphead for years, seeing so much pre-alpha footage and seeing the game evolve. Hell, some of the artists I follow on Twitter, and they follow me back, thanks by the way. This game looks stunning, but you know that, so let's go into stuff that people haven't really talked about as much. First of all, the soundtrack. Oh, the soundtrack. It's so good. Currently, at the time of my recording, it's currently number 4 on Billboard. A video game soundtrack is number 4 on Billboard? I mean, this will show if I was right or wrong. Hopefully I was right, but... I saw a tweet, alright? Leave me alone. With amazing hard-as-nail boss fights that make you learn patterns and make yourself feel better and better when you finally beat that fucking bee. Fuck you, bee. Really didn't like her. Along with side-scrolling segments, which really there should be more of. Apparently, this was supposed to be just a boss rush game, and these were thrown in later into development. And you can tell in terms of the quantity, but quality. Fucking hell, they're so good. 2017, man, was such a good year for games. And what's even weirder is, I'm not a big side-scrolling game fan. And yet, this is the favourite part of the game for me. I love these side-scrolling sections, even though I suck at them. Look, you know and I know that the art style is great. We don't need to look at it anymore, right? Let's move on to number 7. Let's look at some more. So far this list has gone quite smoothly, I feel. There's been not many controversial statements in my opinion. I've had a history in the gaming community for having some different opinions on a certain game company. And here's my number 7. I can taste your tears, give them to me, Nintendo fans. That was terrible. Although I'm not a platforming fan, look at my side-scrolling statement from Cuphead, I really like Super Mario Sunshine. I love the mechanic of FLUDD, and I really like how they did the world design in terms of the setting, first of all. I love the island setting. And the fact that you can just free roam, in a sense, and go around and just do missions. I know Galaxy's kind of like that as well, but I feel that's a bit too structured for me, and also I've only played like 3 hours when I was a kid. And I played Sunshine again quite recently, and I stick by my statement. But I don't regret buying this little machine at all, because this one and the game afterwards I'm going to talk about are Switch games, but ironically I bought number 6 on the Wii U. I don't know. But I really have to give it to Nintendo. This game is awesome, man. Visually stunning, audibly stunning, and gameplay-wise, Cappy is awesome. I legit don't see a Mario game anymore without Cappy, because he just makes the game so much more fun. Yes, there is the mind-controlling mechanic, which is cool and all, but the fact that you can throw Cappy, jump on him, and have him be basically a 3rd or 4th jump if you do it right, it just makes it so much more fun. You can use him as a brake if you throw it right, so you can stop your motion, say if you're going to fall off the edge, or say if you run off the edge by accident, throw Cappy, and if you're a good enough player, which I feel I have become, you can really break the game in some ways. But to be fair, they really did test this game well, and you can't really use Cappy too much to break the game, but when you do break it, you really do feel like it was you, even though Nintendo probably let you do it. Although, spoilers for Mario, skip 15 seconds, I'm just going to talk about it very quickly. Fuck you, Peach. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not going to say why, because most people don't normally skip a spoiler bit, but fuck you, okay? Nintendo fans and people who play Mario know why if you finished Odyssey. I don't know what the true ending is like, but whatever. Many people were also saying that the game really starts when you finish the main story, and to be fair, they're right, because I think there's like 900-ish moons you can collect, and I'm currently on about 350, and I really do love just exploring these worlds and trying to find all the moons in every nook and cranny of a level, and I really do feel that the game does reward you for thinking outside the box in some ways, and in some ways, literally. Here's the footage of me literally getting something that's outside of a box. Yeah. But a testament to how good this game is that I wanted to get 10 minutes of footage for this game because it would have to go here. And I ended up playing for 3 hours. This game is fantastic. But I can hear you, Nintendo fans. I can hear you through this pre-recorded message format. You want more reason to get angry at me, right? You need more reason to get angry at me. Well, here's number 6. As you can clearly tell, I am a Nintendo fan. This game is mainly here because exploring the world that Nintendo gives you in Breath of the Wild is fucking phenomenal. Everything else is kinda meh. Breath of the Wild is the sign of a new Nintendo. Breath of the Wild plus Mario Odyssey really shows that Nintendo is trying to be different. And from what I've heard, the main higher-ups didn't have too much to do with Mario and Zelda, and I can clearly see how this game is so different, and I really can respect it for that. And just the fact, I mean, people, I bought a Wii U in October 2017 for Breath of the Wild. I hit my desk, but we're going anyway. For Breath of the flippin' Wild, it was that good. If I waited a few months, I could have just got it on the Switch, because I got it on a deal. But you know what? Fuck it. It's a good game, okay? The shrines, for the most part, are pretty fun. Like, there are some which I feel are really dumb. The tests of strength get really boring. But for the most part, they are fun. The story is there. It's there. I mean, people, I bought a dead console in 2017, the Wii U, to play Breath of the Wild. That is a glowing review in itself. And yes, if you have the Switch, get the Switch version, which I should have done probably. It's just a bit of a higher resolution count and a few tiny differences. Besides that, the Wii version is perfectly fine. In fact, it's good. It's a 7 out of 10, but that's good to me. Don't lambast me in the comments, please. I have opinions and you do too. I got a Switch, okay? Leave me alone. Oh yeah, before I move on, the 4, like, main dungeons, I guess you could call them, they're pretty shit, in my opinion. They had, like, one cool gimmick, and then that's it, really. And the art style, to me, was birthed out of a technical limitation, not out of, you know, an actual creative idea. I could be entirely wrong, but the fact I have to think that it's birthed from a technical limitation, really should say something. I really don't like the design. On a t-shirt, it looks lovely, but in motion, not so much. And also, it does run quite badly on both consoles. But Nintendo fans, am I saying this is a bad game? Hell no. A 7 out of 10 or above to me means you should definitely play the game. And Mario is like a high 7, and same with Zelda. They're both like high 7s. They're still 7s, but they're high 7s. You're not going to like my number 3 either. You rated South Park higher than Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Here's the list so far. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well done. Good observation. The writing in this game is impeccable in my opinion. I fucking love Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They're funny as hell, and the fact that I know that they were working on this game from beginning to end means that I know that there was going to be a great level of quality in this game, and I was not disappointed. I love that it went from taking the piss out of D&D style games to then superheroes, which there was so much to cover with superheroes, man, and they did it perfectly. I love that it's actual characters from the show as well, because I've loved the show. I recently just finished season 21, and it was great that they brought everyone across, including Mysterio and the Coon and what's his name? Him. Captain Diabetes. There you go. Sorry. Scott Tenorman in the show was like a side character, but Captain Diabetes in this game is hilarious, man. I love him. So funny. But the biggest surprise for me was actually the combat system. See, in Stick of Truth, you had basically very simple turn-based combat. You picked who you wanted to attack, and you could maybe click A at the right time to do a little bit more damage, but that was pretty much it. In this game, they have a grid-based system. Yeah, a grid in a South Park game. But you know what this means? This adds a whole new layer of strategy, and on top of that, they actually add spins to it. For example, there is a big voluptuous black stripper who enters a mission that you're doing, and your objective is not to kill her, because you're going to lose. You have to run away and get to the other side of the grid, which is great. On top of that, I literally spent time in this game, I think about 20 minutes in total, like through my entire playthrough, just thinking about my next move, because this South Park game, a South Park game, is a competent turn-based RPG. Who would have thought it? I loved the companion powers in this. There's Kite Man with your fart jump, Captain Diabetes with his rage power, and and Butters just shoving his hamster up your ass and shooting it at electric doors and panels and shit. When I saw that, I thought, oh, do I need like, you know, a magic remote or something to disrupt the power? No, you just shove a job up your ass and shoot it. It's fantastic. One problem though, Season Pass. And it's been a while and there's been like no details about the Season Pass. And if you refer to this clip that I found,
Parker and Stone were urged to cut a sizable amount of the script out and include some of it in future downloadable content. Parker and Stone were extremely against this idea and instead hoped to use leftover content in future episodes of the show.
They didn't want Season Passes in their games, so damn you Ubisoft higher-ups. Capcom. Thank you. Just thank you. I could go on about how the graphics are jizz-worthy, how it has a great atmosphere, surprisingly great voice acting considering the game's history, how the first-person gunplay is actually great, but I want to spotlight this. Resident Evil 7 is one massive, cohesive story. Now, you could be saying, of course, every game does that, and yeah, you're right, but the demo, the main game, and the DLCs link up. Now, this sounds like some conspiracy theory shit, and I will go in depth on its own video about this game, but if you don't believe me, play the Resident Evil 7 demo, the main game, the free DLC, and the paid ones if, you know, you can find it. I found the gold edition, which is like every DLC for like £15 on Xbox One, and the Resident Evil engine that they made for this game runs at 1080p, 60 FPS on the Xbox One. Technically, this game's a marvel in my opinion. But back to the writing, this either means that they planned it all out in advance, or they're just really good at winging it. Either way, thank you Capcom. You've given me hope that a AAA horror game can exist in this generation of gaming. And yes, it copied PT, but listen people, we're never going to get Silent Hills. We're never going to get Silent Hills. Which is sad to say, because currently Death Stranding's looking a bit I don't want to say shit, because I doubt it's going to be shit. But I would like some gameplay. Nevertheless, Capcom, thank you. This should have been number 1, really. Persona 5 is a fantastic game, and it highly deserves most of my friends' top spot for Game of the Year. But unfortunately, there were 2 games this year that really just destroyed it, in my opinion. Okay, destroyed's the wrong word, but just overtook it. Because Persona 5 is a phenomenal game. But there's one reason in particular, why it's at number 3, not number 1 on my list. And that reason is, I haven't finished the game yet. I'm 80 hours in, but I lost interest. And my podcast co-host Andy wants to do a 1-year anniversary spoiler cast for this, but I have to finish the game first, and I don't really have any motivation to do so. Let's be positive though. Persona 5 oozes style from every pore in its known body. This game is beautiful, it sounds beautiful, and there's so much life in the animations. Like, when I first played this game, I played about in the menu for like a minute, just seeing all the animations that Joker does, going between each little icon in the menu. It's fantastic. But it was a long wait, wasn't it, Persona fans? I mean, we've been waiting since Persona 4 Golden, and even then, you know, that was a remake, so Persona 4, it's been a long wait, and I'm sure all of us here who are fans remember that teaser image with the chairs on a red background saying 2014 for the PlayStation 3. Gameplay wise, fantastic. They've made a lot more effort to make the living your life aspect of the game more fun, to the point where I'd happily play just a slice of life game with just that aspect. I'd love that. I would love that. Or imagine that as a new game plus. You get to stay another year for some reason where you live, and although you can go and do side missions in, you know, the other world, you could just stay and just live your life. Is that a depressing thing to say? I hate my life so much I want to be in the Persona 5 world? Probably. Is it the best Persona game? To me, no. It's Persona 4 Golden. But is this a bad game? No. Is it a good game? Yeah. Is it a fucking excellent game? Yes. If you have a PlayStation 4, play this game. Look, I know it's a turn-based, anime-looking RPG, but please, overlook that. Many people who have given it Game of the Year nods have overlooked that. Hell, this year, this was nominated at the Game Awards for Game of the fucking Year. I know the Game Awards mean pretty much nothing, and Zelda won Game of the Year, just saying. Ugh. This means that there was enough people that gave this game a shot, that it was worth being nominated for Game of the fucking Year. I don't even need to talk about the game. The fact that it was nominated for Game of the Year, and it's a turn-based anime RPG. 2017, man. Year for games. There were its downfalls, but, you know, it was a good year for games. Now, many people ask me, what is the GH in GHAMVs? It's Guitar Hero. And I bought Rock Band 4 because this was the only real way to fill the void that GH had left behind. Because Guitar Hero Live, although I respect it for doing something different, it kind of fell flat for me, and there was bugs that never would be fixed, and for years I've been searching for a Guitar Hero replacement, especially for Guitar Hero 3. And it turns out, people, that the community, it never left us. It just went to the PC. Guitar Hero 3 was being modded like shit for ages on the PC side of Guitar Hero, but there came a game, Clone Hero, which blew everything out of proportion. The gameplay you're seeing is all it is. It's just Guitar Hero. But the fact that it's so simple to do, it's literally just a download. People, This was made in Unity. This was made in Unity. Yeah. You know, Unity. The one that everyone gives hate for. The Twitch streaming community really is the reason this game is so popular in my opinion, and I would love to do a video on Clone Hero, bring in all these streamers in to keep their words on Clone Hero. But to sum it up very fast, it's Guitar Hero, but you can download packs, and yes, there's like a weird legal thing about it, but it's a non-profit thing. It's for non-profit, it's completely free, and if you go on the Clone Hero Discord, you'll find tons of custom songs. I mean, I have about 3,000 songs on my own, and that's from all the Guitar Hero games, all the Rock Band games, and tons of fan-made packs. And people still chart songs to this day. You know those notes that come towards you when you play Guitar Hero or Rock Band? Those are known as a chart, and there is a whole community of people that do charting for fun. And hell, even during Christmas time, I think it was C3 Customs, they had a charity event where they sold charts, and every penny or cent of that donation went to charity, which is fantastic. Clone Hero is a fantastic game, and it's been evolving over time. It started out so basic, with just like your normal runway, and that was it. It added video support, so you can actually have videos playing in the background while you play a song. Custom images, custom runways, tons of modifiers like random notes, tap only, strum only. It was mental what they've done. They've even added people Guitar Hero Live support. Yeah, Guitar Hero fans, you know that weird 6-button controller that's lying around in your house? You can use that again on a free Unity game on PC. And also, because it's just an image, if you just want to have the basic runway, it's just, you know, a scrolling image with 5 notes coming at you constantly. It runs on pretty much anything. It can run on a shitty laptop. It has a version for Linux. Linux! It's just so good, man. And it would be number 1 for me. It's Guitar Hero! Guitar Hero is alive again! But I played something this year which blew me away, and I'm surprised it took me this long to get into this series. Here's my number 1 for 2017. Yakuza 0. Holy shit. Why did it take me this long to get into Yakuza? Yakuza originally debuted in 2005 for the PS2, and it was rough, but there was something great hidden underneath it. And it took me until early 2017 when Yakuza 0 came out, and I heard some things, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay? And I'm a lifelong fan now. I mean, yeah, it's got its problems, but as a full product, from beginning to end, I was hooked. I played it in like 3 sittings. I love this game so much. And Yakuza Kiwami could have made it on this list, but I thought I should give it to Yakuza 0 because that was the first one I played. Yakuza 0 is basically a prequel to the entire Yakuza series. Sega are currently doing something really interesting with Yakuza. Yakuza 6 comes out next month in Western territories, even though it's been out for ages in Japan. And Yakuza 0 actually was out in 2015 in Japan, but came out in 2017 in the UK. But they are basically taking the Yakuza 6 engine and basically redoing the entire series from what I've read, because we got Yakuza 0, which is a brand new game but with the Yakuza 6 engine. Yakuza Kiwami, which is Yakuza 1 remade in the Yakuza 6 engine, and Kiwami 2, which recently came out in Japan, and we'll probably get it in like 5 fucking years in the UK, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll do the same with 3, 4, and 5, even though 5 was a PS3 release, I think. 3, 4, and 5 are all PS3 releases, but 5 came out quite recently, I think. Quite recently in terms of years. The story centers around Kazuma Kiryu-chan. That's not his proper name, but that's what I'm going to call him. If you played the game, you know why I'm going to call him that. And basically, he is an underlying member of the Kazuma family. He's new to the family pretty much. Hell, his amazing tattoo isn't even coloured yet. And he's basically framed for something. I won't say what, but it results in him trying to track down the person who framed him. And on the other side, there is a dude named Majima who was playable for the first time, I think, in this series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was the first time he was playable. And I'm glad he was, because I think he's the best character in Yakuza. He's amazing, hilarious, motherfucking badass. Then again, Kiryu, at one point, gets shot twice, and after like an hour, was like, yeah, whatever fam, I'm gonna keep going, yo, let's go. That was such a bad impression of Kiryu. I'm not doing my Japanese accent though, because I'll just be Yakuza racist. If I had to try and sell you on Yakuza 0 though, or any Yakuza in general, I'll sell it to you like this, as my good friend Liam told me. It's Shenmue. It's Shenmue, but, in my opinion, so much better. All the boxes are ticked though. You got the dude who is, kicking ass. He's kicking some ass. Some Japanese town. Mini-games. Sega full arcade mini-games. Tons of side objectives which are pretty nonsensical. And then a very serious plot. It ticks all the boxes, man. And it's fucking awesome. Graphically, a lot of people are giving it shit. And it's not fantastic. It's not perfect, but it's bloody good. I mean, the facial animations are awesome. And I think it looks great. I don't know what people's going on about. It's not perfect, but look, this shit looks pretty nice. Combat-wise as well, it's fluid as fuck. You can use weapons, you can equip other stuff, but legit, the free styles that you get, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but Majima and Kiryu both get 3 different types of fighting styles. There's Rush, I think, which is one which is basically your fast type for Kiryu. There's your typical Brawlers type, and there's a Beast variant, which is basically the big hulking variety, which I always love using to start fights, because I like to grab a weapon, swing for the fences, and go for it. While Majima has a breakdancing variant, which I think is utterly shit, and I never used it. The Thug style, which is, your normal hand-to-hand combat kind of shit. And then Slugger, where he just whacks out a baseball bat, and you can go to town. It's awesome. And the way you get introduced to these styles as well is fantastic. And I love the way the story flows along. I love the characters. Sorry, I'm thinking about one of the side plots and it's hilarious. That's the thing, man. There are tons of hilarious, nonsensical side plots, and there are even some missions where you'll play and go, this is dumb, man. But, look, you can go from nearly dying to just going to sing karaoke. I fucking love this game, man. And like I said, it's not a perfect game. And to you out there, you think maybe Mario should be here, or Persona, or Breath of the Wild, and that is perfectly fine. Your opinion is as good as mine. But, to me, I had the most fun this entire year gone with Yakuza 0. If you're wondering where Kiwami would go on this list, if I had to put it on, it'd probably be like 3, I'd say. The story isn't as good, but that's going from 0 to 1, and I guess your first is always your favourite, which you could argue with Persona is the same for me, because Persona 4 Golden was my first. But with Persona 4 Golden, it was portable, and it really helped me in a certain time in my life. While Persona 5, I bought a bloody PlayStation 4. I bought a PlayStation 4 for the game Persona 5. Like Breath of the Wild, I bought a console for. That's actually quite ironic. In 2 years, I bought 3 consoles for certain games. So, with the Switch, I got it for Mario. The Wii U, which is down here, off screen, I got for Zelda. Like, I got it pre-owned, like a pretty battered one, but the gamepad's nice, for Zelda. And I bought the PlayStation 4 for Persona 5. Console exclusives, man. They're a powerful thing.
さて、一丁決めてくるか。
That was my list of my top 10 favourite games in 2017. Before we go though, I'm going to rattle off honourable mentions, and then we'll do the thank yous and all that shit. Big Word document. Alright. Quickfire round of honourable mentions. We got Walking Dead Season 3. Clementine is amazing. I love her. Little Nightmares probably would have been number 11. We've got Splatoon 2. It's fine, but it's worth a mention. Sonic Mania, I personally wasn't a fan of, but in terms of groundbreaking achievements and stuff like that, and in terms of, you know, showing that fans are awesome, it deserves to be here. Life is Strange Before the Storm, it doesn't need to exist, but hey, that was that one good scene. I'm pretty much saying every game I played. Hellblade, yeah, that was some good shit. Uncharted, yeah, it was good fun, it's more Uncharted. Flint Hook, that was a surprise for me. And finally, the killer app of the Nintendo Switch. You know what? No. We need a big reveal here. We need a big reveal of the game. I'm turning on my Switch. I'm going to fucking... My camera's about to run out. I don't care. We're doing this. If it will turn on in time. I'm working on a Nintendo Switch video, by the way. So, yeah. Look forward to that, I guess. Give me a second, please. And... what should have been the real game of the year, but I had to give everyone else a shot, is... Uno. Subscribe!
本物のダンス見せてやるぜ